Hey everybody, this is Tosin again with Focus Fire, bringing you another Heroes of the Storm guide, and this one is about body blocking. And I'm not talking about the fat jerks at the market that won't let you get past the cereal aisle. I'm talking about Heroes of the Storm characters getting uncomfortably close to each other and getting each other killed, whether that's intended or not. Body blocking seems relevant in most MOBA style games, but in Heroes of the Storm it seems extra potent, so I'm going to show you some tips and stuff of how to use it effectively and how to not use it and accidentally get your partners killed. And I've got plenty of examples for you, so let's get into it. Alright, so first, body blocking to get the enemy killed. The general point, if it's not already obvious, is to just stand in their escape path. Wherever you know they're trying to run away to, you just want to stand in their way over and over and move along with them and stop them from getting around you easily. Usually the escape route is obvious. They're trying to get to their base or get to their teammates. So whenever possible to do so safely, get in their way. Make them go left and right instead of forward so they can't escape you and your teammates. Now watch how Anub'arak gets in the way of Kael'thas. He knows that Kael'thas wants to go to the right, because that's where his base and his teammates are. So he's just going to make him walk around his body. So he blocks him long enough to make him take additional damage and die shortly before he got to safety. Now here's a team fight where the enemy team does a really good job of blocking our Kael'thas. Notice how the ETC and the Illidan get on the opposite side of Kael'thas to again block his escape route. He's either going to get body blocked trying to escape, or he's going to have to run into his opponents. Either way, things are looking pretty grim for poor Kael'thas, and the enemy team did a really good job of abusing body blocking. They most definitely would not have gotten this kill if not for abusing body blocking really well, because our Kael'thas would have just run up through the bush and to our wall to safety. But instead, they made a nerd sandwich out of him, so that's unfortunate for our team. Now, on the escape route, notice what a good job the Illidan is doing of body blocking Anub'arak. He doesn't use his dash ability to dash, straight up. He dashes slightly to the left to not only do the damage with his dash, but he also wants to stay between him and his escape route. However, he does decide to switch targets to me and stop body blocking Anub'arak, which ends up being a mistake. I think if he stayed in front of the Anub'arak, he would have gotten him killed. But we both lived, so I'm not complaining. But that was still a good example of the enemy team using body blocking to squash our Kael'thas. Now here's an example of failure to body block. This is a great opportunity. Our Diablo is going to flip and slam the stitches into our towers. However, there wasn't any real follow-up body blocking. If he kept moving down in his way, he would have forced the stitches to path downward further, still in our tower's range and taking damage. Also, our Malfurion here could have definitely closed him off as well. So if Malfurion and Diablo did a little bit better job of body blocking, that would have been a guaranteed dead stitches. Instead, he just barely gets away, all because we didn't abuse body blocking for just one more second. Now here's some examples of helping your teammates with body blocking rather than getting enemies killed with body blocking. So of course, the fastest way to a point is in a straight line, so forcing your enemy to walk in a zigzag line is a good way to help your allies get away. Watch how this badass Diablo saves me from the enemy ETC who has an Abathur symbiote on him. Now I went a little too ham just to get a Viking kill, and I took a lot more damage than I expected, so this Diablo is going to be a badass, and he's just going to annoy this ETC. He's just going to zigzag in his way to slow him down. Let's see that again in full speed. This is a work of art. This guy is a master body blocker. Look at that. Now there's two significant parts to this. Not only did he slow the ETC down from walking towards me and dashing to me and stuff like that, but he also stopped the Abathur's projectiles from shooting me. I was definitely in range of the Abathur's projectile, but as you can see, again, he actually stood in the way of the projectile, so he absorbed the attack because he knew he would survive it easily. You see that little number 80 that popped up above the Diablo? That is the fateful spike from that Abathur that would have killed me for sure. I 100% would have died if not for this Diablo being such a badass. So Ryfry, I don't know who you are or where you are right now, but I love you, man. Now before we're done with this guide, I want to give a couple of warnings. Remember, safety first, guys. There are a few dangers to body blocking. The main one, of course, is body blocking teammates accidentally. You gotta be really careful. When you're in a team fight or any situation where there's action happening, try not to just focus on the red health bars. Try to focus on the green ones sometimes too, because a lot of the time you might be attacking somebody who's low, but you don't even realize that your teammate is trying to get the hell out of there at low health, and you happen to stand in his way and body block him to death. Now here is a slight body block where this happens. It's not really the Nova's fault too much, But as you can see, this Diablo is really low and he knows he's about to die, so he tries to escape last second. He runs upward instead of straight to the left. Now, there was a path cut between me and Arnova, but the reason he decided to run upwards instead of, to the left a little bit is because then he'd still be in Vala's range and Vala would finish him off anyway, and he knows this, so he tries to run away from the Vala straight up. Unfortunately, the Nova's position calls the Diablo to wiggle a little bit instead of getting a straight escape route. Now, he might have died anyway, even if the Nova wasn't in his way, but you just gotta try to look out for stuff like that. It happens. It's really no one's fault in the situation because he was so low in the first place and in the tower's range. But just look out for situations like this. Try to give your low teammates who are being focus fired a little bit more breathing room so they can escape. So watch out for blocking teammates on their escape routes. And then last warning is know your limits. Know how much damage you can take. As you can see here, this Zeratul does a good job body blocking the Anu Barak, but he's gonna die for it. So, a 1-for-1 trade isn't really valuable. So don't just body block even if it's going to get a kill. You have to worry about your own safety too. I mean, notice there's 2 players, 2 towers, and an Abathur symbiote. So that's a lot of danger, and the Zeratul had good intentions and clearly knows how to body block well, but he overestimated his ability to survive in that situation where he's putting himself between players and towers. So body blocking is awesome and everything, but be careful not to get yourself killed doing it. Anyway, that is it for this Focus Fire guide on the power of body blocking. I hope this has been helpful to some of you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends. We'll have plenty more where this came from. Thanks everybody for watching, and peace out.